I'm Alexander Rossi, and I'm a part of the Team Lotus AirAsia Driver Development Program, and I'm in Abu Dhabi for the Formula One Young Drivers Test. The test program today started off with just getting comfortable with the car and really working towards, adjusting my driving style for Formula One machinery. Coming from GP2 racing this weekend, it did give me a bit of an advantage. However, Formula One is definitely a different world, so it took a good 8 or 9 laps to get used to it. And then from there we started the program, doing a lot of dampening tests for 2012 and the new car that's coming out next year. And beyond that, we did a bit of work for Pirelli and the new development tires that they're bringing out next year as well. So in a way, it was kind of a test for the future, but at the same time, we got to get some performance runs in the morning and in the afternoon, which gave me a chance to really feel the Formula One car at its maximum potential and see what I could do behind the wheel. The step up from GP2 to Formula One is big and it's not big. It's kind of like one of those things where if you've been successful in GP2, then the step to Formula One is going to be more gradual than someone that was coming from Formula 3, for example. But at the same time, the techniques are quite different. The speed you are quite used to from GP2, but the way that you brake, the way that you set up the car for the corner, the way that you do throttle applications and the systems that you have to do throughout the lap, more specifically DRS, is something that is brand new from anyone coming into Formula One. And that step is something that takes a bit to get used to, and is something that I really had to use a lot of mental energy today to have it become second nature. But once it does, it all becomes quite simple, actually, and it's really cool to realize that you are driving the best piece of machinery in motorsports. In the beginning, it's extremely tricky because you're just overwhelmed with the amount that you have in front of you. But at the end, you're only using probably 15 or 20% of what's actually on the steering wheel, and the rest is getting told by the engineers to what you need to adjust and what you need to optimize. The DRS it's more of a confidence thing than anything. It obviously is you're just pushing a button, but there is strategic points as to where you can push it. And when you're really feeling comfortable with the car and you really want to maximize the lap time, you can even start pushing DRS at the apex of the corner, the middle of the corner to the exit of the corner. And that you're going to gain time, but at the same time the car is going to become very nervous. So you definitely have to make sure that the car balance is where you want it to be. But at the same time, you have to make sure that you do have the confidence in the car to trust that it will stick on corner exit. GP2 is something that the time allotment over the weekend is very limited, and in Formula One, the time that you get in qualifying is very limited. Q1 and Q2 is less than half an hour, and GP2 is half an hour. So it really teaches the driver to extract the maximum out of the tire, out of the car, in one single flying lap. And along with that goes the fact that both GP2 and Formula One are using the Pirelli tire, and it is very specific. It is different than other tires that we have all used in the past. So being able to come into Formula One with a year or two of GP2 experience under your belt is going to give you that upper hand when you get into the car, as you'll immediately know what the tire needs and how to maximize it. My experience with Caterham Team AirAsia was very good. We had a lot of pace in testing, and we were coming into this weekend with the expectation of being on the podium. And while we didn't achieve that, we showed that we definitely did have pace that was necessary to be at the top. And I think that it was a very good baseline and a very good step towards the future. And hopefully we can continue to develop that relationship going into the off season. Being an American getting into a Formula One car is an accomplishment in and of itself, and obviously as a driver I'm looking for more than just getting in the car. I want to perform and I want to be at the maximum of my potential, and this was a really good day for me in terms of learning everything, really getting to grips with the team, and this is a trickier car than I have driven in the past. The technology has advanced quite a bit in the past couple of years, and they are making it a bit more difficult for drivers in terms of tire degradation and the way that the tires work. So this was very good for me to have a good understanding of what it's like, and no longer to be kind of guessing of oh, I wonder what a Formula One car is going to be. I have it in my mind, and now I have something to shoot for. Team Lotus is one of the very few teams in Formula One that seems to actually be chasing American sponsors, and they've succeeded with GE, Dell, and CNN, and that's something that is very important for me as an American driver. And it's obvious that Team Lotus is embracing America and the potentially untapped market that America holds. And with 2 races coming up in the near future, and with me being a driver that is hopefully going to be in a Formula One seat in the next 1 to 2 years, it's all coming together very nicely, and the timing couldn't be any better.